Hi everybody. In this episode we're going to talk about how to beat the Act 2 boss. This is the Bronze Automaton. We are using the Defect. I'll give you a quick rundown of my relics so far. Ones that are going to matter for this fight here. I did start with 2 extra health. I was full health as it was. Curse doesn't matter. Start with 1 focus. This is important for anybody that is using a channel based build. Definitely critical there. If I would deal 4 damage or less, it's going to increase to 5. That helps if I'm not breaking all the way through shields and stuff like that and only do just a little bit of damage. It bumps it up a little bit. And then ultimately, the Bag of Marbles. He would have started with another artifact on him, however, so I'm not getting anything out of that. This particular boss is, in my opinion, probably middle of the road. He is probably the second easiest or second hardest of the Act 2 bosses. He's predictable, but he hits pretty hard. So there's a couple things that jump out as problematic, and that is that he's going to spawn adds, and that can be difficult to manage if you don't have a good set of draws. So he's going to play his, he's going to summon his adds, and then they're going to take a couple of turns of build up, and then he's going to ultimately hit home hard. With his health pool, you want to try and kill him as fast as possible. I know that's kind of cliche, and you want to kill all of them as fast as possible, but you don't want to be around when he's doing his mega attack. So card-wise, if you want to take a look at my deck quick, the strikes and defense are all upgraded. This was courtesy of a question mark room. It was just a simple roll. Do I want to update whatever, to remove a card, or update all the strikes and defense? I took the free updated damage and block as a smarter choice. A couple of key components of my deck here, especially in this fight here, because there is going to be add spawning, is electrodynamics, and then hopefully get out my electricity channel. Downside to my deck so far is that I do not have a lot of electricity as it is. The only way I can generate electricity is by actually manually channeling it, or if I can get static discharge out, which will channel 2 of them at once. Otherwise, I do have a couple of good frost channels, and I also have a dark channel. Mostly, I focus on the channeling in general, so I can keep things moving and do some manual evoking, and always keep my orb slots full. Other combinations, the hologram is obviously a good one. Depending on what's available, hologram can be a good play because you can pull something from your discard pile and play it again. Obviously, this is going to be important in some aspects, but it also costs 1 to use. So it's a risky play. You have to know exactly what you want to do and when you want to do it, and it has to be drawn at a good time as well. All right, so let's jump into our first turn here and see what we can do. So opening salvo actually looks pretty straightforward. There's no real thought needed. I don't need to block, so I can attack, and I can attack, and I can channel. Now, because I know how tough he can be, I think it would be prudent right from the start to use my focus potion. My other potion is a block potion. It's dexterity, so I'd have to play it in conjunction with a good block card as it is. But this focus is going to be good for the entire fight. So I want to get that out there because this is going to get just 4 extra damage right off the bat on the first turn because of this passive channeling. Alright, so first turn is in the books. He is going to summon his guys, and now I will have to start thinking. So, first up, I don't really have much to play here. I definitely want to play Static Discharge because they are going to attack me, and I think that'll be good for me to ultimately do some channeling. So order-wise, it doesn't matter which of these I play first, to be honest. I think what we're going to do is we'll just play these, play Darkness, and in the interest of getting some damage out there, I'm thinking dual cast is going to be a smart play. I should be able to channel enough, and ultimately I want to be able to put some damage on them. I don't need to repair, and I don't need to double my energy. The biggest thing to worry about is these guys here are notorious card thieves, and that can really wreck your game. So Hopefully we get some good action from there. Um, Double shot on him, that's not terrible. And let's end this turn. And took a shot on the back one as well. And that's actually good. The front one got killed by passives, that's great. But that was not so great. Not so great at all. If you blinked and missed it, this little son of a gun took my electrodynamics card. That was going to be the crutch of this entire fight because it's my AoE staple. So now I have to find a way to get that back, and he's got a lot of health. So that's a bit of a bummer for me. So let's focus on what we actually do have. I obviously love the focus. I'm going to take that. And then after this, it's a tough call. I could channel. I kind of want the lightning out there for passive. And defense, I don't really need to block that. I could block it, but this guy has to die in order to get that card back. So I'll use my last two as attacks on him, and we will hope for the best here then. So he still has 20, and Automaton I think is going to be okay. Alright, we got really lucky there that my lightning killed that extra the ad there. So now we are looking at basically like 1 turn away or 2 turns away from his mega attack. We have to be really careful about what we do here. We might want to think about starting to get maybe some defense in there. The other thing here is I have a lot of really good cards to play, but I have to get electrodynamics out there, and that's 2 out of my 3 energy. So this may be an oddball play, but I think usually I would use hologram with some sort of an attack or a channel. But I think using a hologram for double energy is going to be a smart play here. So we'll take the little bit of block, then double my energy. It's going to give me 2 free ones. And now I have 4 to work with. I can play my electrodynamics for sure. Focus is always a big one, so we're going to play the focus. And then it's a toss up between the compile driver and the cool headed. And I think the route I am going to go is the cool headed, because this here will allow me to damage for 15, and I got to take him down. And then also with the electrodynamics, I'll be able to cycle back around to get some block, because it's going to force all 3 of those out. That spares me a little bit of health. I lost my frost channel, so I'm going to take a little bit of damage here. But remember, when I take damage, I'm going to retaliate with the static discharge. Alright. So we put some nice hurt on him a little bit. Here comes his attack. And we are just under half of his health. So now we just have to figure out what's going to be the last way to round this out. So I'm thinking we're going to attack, obviously. And then we may as well block. There's nothing else we can do. We're not going to repair. That's a foolish thing to do. Another 30 damage on him. Now we're getting down to it. But I think we're running into some... Yeah, so we're running into some trouble here. Because now he's got 51 coming at me. I can only take 42. So we need to get creative in terms of what we're actually doing here. And so let's have a look at our cards. Let's have a look at our cards. He's got, I think if I get through this turn, we should be fine. 42 plus 9 is 51. That's still a death shot. I could handle it with my dexterity. That will save me a turn. And then I can also channel a Frost. That's a little bit of extra defense there as well. So I think I got this covered. So it's just a matter of how do I want to finish him out. What's going to put out the most damage? I think using the Dexterity Potion is going to be a smart play. Let's go ahead and use that just so we have it. So there's 14 block. This puts me at 56. That's good there. Dual cast, may as well use it, I think, because that's going to be more damage. That's 30 damage. And then I will channel the Frost as well. That's another 15 damage. And that's the end of my turn there. So he is going to hit me, and I am going to do a little bit of shocking back. And now we're in a good position because I have 20 on the board here. He's only got 19, and he's stunned too. So it looked a little bit early on that it was going to be a bit grim because my Electrodynamics card was stolen. But ultimately we stick to the plan and keep our channels going. It's just that main, beam attack that he does that you have to find some way to block it. My blocking was a bit lackluster in this fight here. I didn't have a lot going on. That's mostly because I kept the Frost out of my rotation in favor of Lightning. Had I had the Electrodynamics out earlier, I think it wouldn't have been as bad, but the fact that there was 2 ads that I had to deal with allowed him to do more damage than what I would have liked. But I guess it ain't over till it's over, so let's just finish this out. Put every little bit of damage on him that we can. Now he's dead. And that officially ends the Bronze Automaton. So in terms of how you want to approach this fight, it doesn't really matter who you're using, but specifically when you are using the Defect, you want to make sure that you have at least some Focus Addition if you can. I can't stress the importance of this Defragment card, even if it's not upgraded. I know a lot of people may not even get it once, but getting it twice is even less common. I was very fortunate to get this as a draw, and then a question mark room was allowing me to duplicate it. So focus is the name of the game when it comes to a channel build, and if you're able to get some Frost in there, you can mitigate a lot of the damage, but you do have to keep things churning with Electrodynamics and your Lightning. If I would have had more Lightning, I think I would have burned through them quicker, but the fact that I couldn't keep on channeling, other than to bring in Frost, which didn't help a ton to speed up the fight, that kind of hurt me in the long run. But ultimately, I got through it, still have some health left, and I'm going to heal, and we're good to go. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, we'll see you again next time.
Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.